Never thirsty. Never thirsty.
I got into sync sort of accidentally. I did A&R for a number of years. That's what I did right after the band broke up. Is I started as a tape listener at Columbia Records, where I would just sit in a room and listen to demo submissions and sort of write yes or no on it. I sort of ended up in sync accidentally, probably close to about 20 years ago. After I'd had a couple of A&R jobs, couldn't get another A&R job. Nobody was hiring me. So I got into sync sort of accidentally because a friend of mine was doing it, and we sort of partnered up. I created this company 18 years ago, and I've been doing it ever since.
Wow, that's pretty awesome, man. And I mean, listen, nobody knows more about this world than you now. I mean, you've put in your 10,000 hours, so to speak, and you're the expert. Let's just clear a few things for people who don't know. Everyone says, "Oh, A&R, A&R, A&R." What does that mean? What does A&R? What does that mean?
Well, A&R,
artist and repertoire.
Yeah, artist and repertoire. Your gig at a record company would be to find talent, sign them, develop them, and then hand a record over to the marketing department. So that's sort of
in a way, almost like if this was a movie business, it's like a producer in a lot of ways.
Yeah, in a lot of ways it is sort of the same role, right? Because you're not the director. The director has a direct analogy to the record producer, right? But an A&R person would find the right producer, put them together, like I said, make the album, and once you've made the album, then you hand it over to the marketing department, and they try to sell it.
Sort of like a tastemaker too. It's like a big tastemaker role. You got to sort of be ahead of the curve. There are probably some A&Rs out there that are like the ones that are like, oh, there's a hit on the radio, find me something like that. Like there's probably some of those, but
there's a lot of that. Yeah, there's a lot of that, and I don't see it as a bad thing necessarily. I mean, look, the American public likes what it likes when it comes to consuming records, and when you first start doing A&R and you go see a band and they're highly derivative, you think like, I can't sign these guys; they're too derivative of this. But the American public doesn't care about being derivative, right? I mean, they just want good songs, hits, stuff that sounds good on the radio. So you learn to drop that. Tastemaker, yeah, a little. you learn your high noble ideas of bringing great art to the American public. That goes.
Oh man.
No, but yes. Look, sometimes you do a little of everything, or you have an A&R department where, look, there's some guys who sign up to straight up mainstream stuff, and that's okay. That's what they do. And then other guys that are maybe looking for more edgier stuff that the public hasn't really, digested yet. So, and as an A&R guy, I mean, I tried to sign all kinds of stuff, metal.
Is there like a band that like got away, like that you were like, oh, I almost signed Metallica? It's like,
that's a good question. I'd have to think about it. I mean, there are a couple bands that got away. I don't think I have any stories quite as good as like, I almost signed Metallica.
Right.
And this is a while ago when I was doing A&R. So let me think about it. If I have a good story, I'll tell you. Listen, one of the hardest things about A&R is you're an A&R guy, you have a boss, right? You find something you want to sign, you got to bring it into that boss, and you will always have to sell your boss on this act, because there's no way your boss isn't going to, it's almost like your boss's job is to throw darts at whatever you bring in, right? But you bring in something, and there's, the first thing, grimace. Well, this is you've brought in. It's like, well, no, it's not. So that's your first struggle as an A&R guy. You got to convince your boss to sign this thing, and you have to have some vision, because you never find an artist, a band that is 100%, that has a bow, wrapped around it. You got to develop it. You got to think like, look, I get it. There's some problems with this band, but they're going to get it. They're going to write that song. They're going to grow. We got to step in now. We're going to help them. It's tough. It's not,
Right.
I remember when I was doing it, people from the outside, it's like, oh, great job. You just go find a great band. And it's like, it's a difficult job.
And I would imagine that it's gotten even worse. You're probably lucky to be out of that, because it's probably gotten way worse. I mean, back when you were doing it, there was at least, you would go see bands play live. Bands would submit demos. Now, there's no more demos. Everybody releases their own stuff. There's a million artists releasing a million songs every single day. There's just way more to sift through without someone curating it or sort of,
It's data probably. They probably look at, instead of you sending in your song, go to Spotify, see who's doing. Yeah, see who's doing the best on Spotify, and then that's how the A&Rs grab them and bring them in.
Every A&R department now in the major labels has an analytic guy who is looking for, but look, back when I was doing it, was I was doing it in the 1890s. In the 90s, the 1990s. We would look to see if a local band was getting radio play somewhere. Sometimes those are the bands you sign that you might see them and say, I don't know if this is groundbreaking, what this is, but people are reacting to it. They like it.
Right. That's the main thing. It's like like the setting.
Never thirsty. Never thirsty.